Hey, I'm Sophia Miles, and this is the legend of the travelling TARDIS.
Hello and welcome, fellow Whovians, to the legend of the traveling TARDIS. I'm your host, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. Welcome. We've got a great show for you tonight. We got a very special panelist returning and a very special guest. So we've got some great stuff for you. Let's just kick it right off. Let's bring in our showrunner and producer extraordinaire, Mr. Christian Basil.
Hello, everybody. Oh, what is... Got that Superman little thing going out there. Got it. Hey, folks, welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Hey, welcome back. Hey, yeah, we got some special guests tonight over here. We got Keith Bradbury from Who North America. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with that story, you're going to be in for a surprise tonight. And if you've been looking to get Doctor Who merchandise, well, this is going to be one place to go find it. As well as as Dave has mentioned, we have a returning guest. You saw him a couple of weeks ago. It's Larry Van Mersbergen, and I hope I didn't butcher that. And you could better know him as the Doctor Who collector from TikTok and all of his social media. So got an exciting night for you tonight. And we're asking Whovians tonight to help other Whovians, because tonight we need you in helping to take care of our good friends over at Who North America, because they're one of the few Doctor Who shops in North America, and they are one of the biggest. And they've had a little bit of trouble coming up here, but I'll let Keith explain it for you and how you can help fellow Whovians take care of Whovians out there. So there we go.
And also coming in, we've got, of course, Reverend Amagon. Tom, how you doing?
Yeah, that audio thing is really...
There we go.
There you go, sir.
Handsome Larry. Yes, I played Larry in what's that show? Yeah, Solid Ground on YouTube. Yeah.
No, I'm
in the secret location. You don't know where I am.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, things have changed behind you, Tom. He's straightened up. He's cleaned up.
I don't have a clean T-shirt, so I'm wearing the shirt.
Hey, you look good, sir.
Fancy. Only work for 3 days. Anyway.
Well, less fancy then. All right. Hey, Raj. And yes, Keith answered your question earlier, but yes, we are in fact live, not taped. We are actually here.
Are you sure?
Hi. This is Memorex.
Yeah, it is Memorex.
So let's bring in our wonderful returning guest and panelist, the Who collector, Larry Van Mersbergen.
Hello, everyone. Good to be back.
Hey, Larry.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Have you been doing anything interesting lately?
Oh, just crazy. I mean, it's been just the search. My latest search was to find every German Doctor Who book, and I found them all. So it was. And I had to go to German eBay and create a German shipping address to get it forwarded here. So it was quite an adventure, but I got them all. So it was great.
My goodness. What's your most fascinating piece of German merchandise that you got out there from for Doctor Who?
I will show that because they're all similar to this, but these were the books that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. So this is Death to the Daleks or Tod den Daleks, and
den Daleks
in the German language. So yeah, these are very hard to find in the United States, obviously. So I couldn't find anybody selling them. Although I did get an offer from someone who wanted $150 for one book, and I'm like, that's crazy. So I went to German eBay and I got the whole set for significantly less. So all of these books plus the earlier books. There's only a few in the German language. There's a lot more in the French language, and I've got some in Turkish and in Portuguese and I think Dutch. So there's all over the world. Doctor Who is reaching, as well as this wonderful show reaching all over the world.
And interesting enough, Dave, that just reminded me. I don't know if you remember the scene from Journey's End where the Daleks, I think they're in Germany, but they're speaking German as they're attacking the humans.
Yes. Yeah.
You remember that scene?
Yeah, I do.
That's what that book reminded me of. It was just like, yeah. Whatever exterminate is for in Germany. I was like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. But they do. There's a lot of modern books that have come out in the last few years too in the German language and many languages. Yeah. The hardest ones to find are the Japanese books. Those are very, very, very difficult to find. I don't have any of those. And there are about 7 of those, I believe, in the set. But the quest goes on. This makes 45 years now, so. Thank you. Doctor Who. So it's been fun. But gearing up now in convention season once again. So we just finished Chicago TARDIS onto Consinity in Milwaukee. That's at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. And then next October to Doctoberfest at Who North America. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
All righty. Speaking of which,
Larry, Raj asked if you've ever been to the Doctor Who Expo in San Diego.
Once, yes. Well, many years ago.
Excellent.
But I don't travel that far out usually for shows. But I've been in Chicago my whole career. I've been to all the original conventions back in the '80s, so it's been quite an adventure. I mean, I watched the water fight between Troughton and Pertwee in the front row. So
nice.
Before there were phones to capture it, I saw it live, so I can tell the tale.
Very nice. All right. So before we get to the news, let's bring in our special guest for today, Mr. Keith Bradbury from Who North America.
Greetings, everyone.
Hey, Keith.
Hello, Keith.
Good to see you again.
Howdy doodly do. I'm Talkie the Toaster, your turkey breakfast time companion.
I hope one day those two meet up. Those two genres definitely going to meet up. I was like,
oh yeah,
Dr. Green, Red Dwarf.
Yep. That's a Red Dwarf reference for those of you who didn't get it. So yeah, thank you all for having me here. I really appreciate it. So it's great to be here with you again. It's been a little while. I think it's probably been 2 years or so.
At least, yeah, if not more.
So
I haven't been there because I haven't been down to Gen Con in a couple of years, so I haven't even been to the store.
There's a different shirt underneath.
Wait a minute, how cold is it up there? How cold is it right now?
Right now? Oh,
yeah.
Today it was probably in the 40s, but
okay.
We were really, really, really cold not too long ago. I mean, we had 2 weeks. We had a snowstorm hit that put about a foot of snow down, and during that period for 2 weeks, I think we may have been lucky to have one person in every 2 to 3 days, just because it was so slow because of how bad the weather was. So, yeah,
I feel that it's minus 20, and I spent an hour and a half shoveling today.
Oh man!
So and I'm probably gonna have to shovel again tonight because it was still, thankfully, not heavily snowing, but still snowing.
How many inches have you gotten?
It was somewhere up around my thigh. Call it a foot.
Okay.
Give or take. It was also blowing, so there was areas that were all the way up to my knee.
Oh, dang!
Once I got into it.
Poor cat.
Yeah, poor Canada. Honestly,
Canada.
it hasn't been that bad here for the last few weeks. We were due for it. The farmers are probably quite happy with the extra moisture, but it sucks here in the city because we got to shovel it all, and I got to do. I've got an older neighbor, so I do hers as well, and it's just takes a long time.
Oh yeah,
It's
everything
kinda
in Florida died. I mean, I would say good like 75% of the foliage is gone, or it's turned brown, or it's gonna come back in a different. It was just, I think those 20-degree temperatures finally did it in, and of course Floridians are going like, oh, including myself, including present companies. It's like, yeah.
Including the iguanas.
Steaks.
The rent is too high and the temperatures are too cold. So there you go.
Mhm.
Flash freeze some alligator steaks.
Iguanas falling from the trees.
Right.
Yeah.
In Miami, it's called breakfast. So anyway,
All right. Well,
speaking of breakfast,
let's do a segue like Christian. Let's talk. Let's talk. What? Tom's just going off his room again. Let's do some Who Knew News.
Who Knew News. Okay.
And we'll bring in Gadget, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll come back and talk about Who North America.
Got it. Here's Who Knew.
All right.
You guys are
A
hysterical.
lot like
Make sure you pick up a copy of this and everything and stuff like that. Okay, that was weird. You just saw that, right? I got my own Stranger Things going on in here. That means something's up and everything. Yeah, between the gang violence and everything else, and kids being bored because they wanted to go hijack a McDonald's and break the windows and everything here. That's our winter thing. I'm waiting for it to get colder so they go back inside and everything.
Drive through.
No, they literally they said they were bored. It was a thing on whatever social media, and they decided they're going to just destroy things. And then the other day we had a poor 16-year-old lose his life because of idiots and everything.
Oh.
So, yeah, he was shot in the back and everything. So we have been having a lot of problems here, and I'm hoping it snows so it keeps them indoors again, because this time the parents have to be kept responsible. But what you said about the iguanas, it also is a delicacy in the Caribbean and everything for Haitian, as well as, I think, what's another culture down there? Because they call it the chicken of the chicken of what? Chicken. My cousins told me it was called chicken of the trees. That's what it is. Chicken of the trees. Yeah. And everything. But we have short news, because you guys want birthdays or just to say that there's no news?
Well, man, there's news if there's birthdays. So there we go.
Let's do the birthdays, especially with our favorite. Well, the doctor that started it all, Christopher Eggleston. He's a advocate for drama rights and everything, because, like I said in my last news story, he was upset because not a lot of working class kids are going into drama and everything, and the arts are dying and stuff. So he's an advocate for that. He turned 62 years old. Actually, he turns tomorrow. Is it 62 or 63? Yeah, 62. And everything. And basically, we're hoping to hear more about the audio dramas from Big Finish with him, because so far I've heard that everyone's loving them, him and Billy working together on them. And I would suggest you pick up your copies right away and stuff. But let's see what happens in the future, because right now with this AI on, we don't know if it's going to change up anything with audio dramas and stuff because of the wilderness years. Let's see what happens. But we do have some heroes to talk about. If you guys remember from when you were a kid, the greatest American superhero and everything, who kept losing his book with the instructions manual, William Catt turns 75 years old. And most of you might remember him from Carrie or Perry Mason later in years, or House 4. If any of you remember that right now, I think was he working on something right now? I forgot if he's...
It helps. I don't even remember the first 3 houses. So I'm just like...
But the last TV thing he did was Numbers. And the last movie he did was in 2022, Pursuit. And that's it for now. But you can catch him at any of the conventions and everything. And we were just talking about that. There's a rumor going around that there might be a reboot for The Greatest American Superhero, but I can't see it. Plus, there's a thing about the theme song that it really wasn't a hit until it aired on here and people were requesting it. It was like one of those one-hit wonders. Mm-hmm. So that's an interesting on that. It's on trying to remember what show I was watching. It's one of those rock anthems that they would talk about, the one-hit wonder shows. And it's up there with Friends as well as many other theme songs that you would never think would become popular songs and everything. And where we have the bridge with David Tennant leading into this lovely actress right here, because he was in her genre of movies. We have our own Bonnie Wright, who played with, let's see, was it every movie? I think it was from movie 2 through 7. We finally get to see her as Ginny Weasley of the great Harry Potter fame and everything, which is now being rebooted. Do you guys know what official channel it's being? Is it Netflix or is it?
I thought it was HBO.
HBO.
HBO is going to be rebooting it.
Yeah.
And people are already a little upset with the story changes and everything. But what can you do? It's the times. And with the controversy around this that we allegedly hear about, we're just going to say the show is going to be very good, very happy. And hopefully we catch up and see Bonnie at most of the conventions, especially the Harry Potter conventions, because right now the last thing she's presented at is being an activist, as well as to be announced that they don't know when it's going to be. It's an unreleased film. It's Those Who Wander. She plays the character of Zoe, and she was last seen on Harry Potter Wizards of Baking, as well as in the video game she voiced Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 as herself and everything. But she has directed the film Melt and screenwritten Separate We Come, Separate We Go. So she's a very busy young lady and everything, but yep, keep an eye out for her. She's going to be one of those that was like a silent sleeper in all of this and everything. But the biggest thing I'm worried about right now, guys, I know we need news for Who. Please don't rehash anymore. I'm already looking at all these stories, even from Radio Times and everything. We know the war between land and sea is on hiatus. Disney is doing something, we don't know what, but it will air. We don't know when, but it will air in 2026. Maybe it'll be with the Christmas special, maybe not. Yes, they were supposed to be filming, but these alleged Reddit leaks, alleged whatever, please just take your Big Finish CDs, go listen to them, and wait for actual news. Because right now, we don't know where everyone's signed to different contracts, different things. David Tennant is working on something to do with Marvel right now, allegedly, and some other things and stuff. So please,
Allegedly,
it's don't spoil anything, because yes, we know you want Doctor Who, but we did fine in the wilderness years. We had the books, we had this and stuff, and now we have audio dramas, and plus we got fanfics. Come on, guys! I've actually been reading some of the fanfics, and they're a little scary and everything, but still, guys, no more rumors, please. Just, if you have no news, just talk about what is around, like what the actors are doing right now and everything. You know, like Shooty was caught in trying to eat his lunch in an airport because he was trying to catch a flight, you know? Just fun stuff with them. Dancing with the Stars, or what is it? What is the one for Britain?
Simply Come Dancing.
Simply Come Dancing. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Talk about things they're doing now. Wednesday show with Billy Piper, the Big Finish audios. Do that instead of just, we want land. And no, don't even cheat the system, because I think there's a reason that why it's being checked for Disney right now, because they just merged with Hulu. They also have to look at guidelines, and there was a lot of sensitive stuff in that might not play well here. So leave it alone and just do some fun stuff, like we do with the birthdays, everything else, or do some countdowns, whatever. Or like I said, talk about, please, no more rumors, because it's all hearsay.
God, that's an old rumor. I mean, that was an old unsubstantiated rumor, Raj. That's
what I'm saying. Everyone's digging up. They're digging up because they're so desperate for news. Stop, because the way social media is changing right now, we don't want anything to be misconstrued or whatever. We don't want someone to get flagged because someone put something on because they wanted something to just fill a space. Just, you know what? Go old vaudeville stuff. Just do whatever you have to do, but don't make up anything and don't rehash anything. Just let people know we're still waiting.
It's going to be easier said than done because people want to get the clicks in the ratings, so they're going to say something. They're going to say a rumor that
it's not worth it.
No,
I got two friends.
I would just say to the audience, double check everything. Don't take anything. We're going to try our best to make sure that what we ever put out there is best. And if it's a rumor, it's going to be something that, it was substantiated by either the social media,
BBC or
exactly. Yeah. So we're going to try our best. We're human. We're going to probably mess up a few things, but we're not going to try to lead you astray if we can help it.
And that's why we want to be honest with you guys as the fans, because you got us to over 100K, and we don't want to lose you guys because one little thing topples it, because maybe the series wants a break. Everyone needs a break.
That might pull my pants down. Or that might add 100K. I don't know.
Hey, I got friends that are almost at 1 million.
It's a risk.
You never know what that one hit's going to be, but please, guys, just bear with it. There's reasons for everything. I may know some of the reasons, which I'm not allowed to say, but just bear with me. When I tell you something, just, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can do whatever, but just bear with me, because I know we want content, and we can give you the silliest content ever. We even have our sister show, and especially now that they're going to be at MegaCon. Do you want to mention that now, Christian, or do you want to, because you've got the Dapper Danielle going to be there as well, and I was hoping she'd meet up with you guys.
Actually, you could elaborate on that a little bit more. I want to make sure the right information's gotten out.
That you're going to be at MegaCon promoting the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and meeting all the fans and everything.
Oh, no. We'll do that when we do the conventions a little bit later. But in fact, I think if everybody saw the intro banner, they saw for a split second, yes, we're going to be at MegaCon in March next month. Get your tickets now. We're going to be with the Dalek Builders, but
They're selling out fast.
And the parking is selling out fast. So make sure you get your tickets and your parking passes, because they are separate. And
now I want you to tell what's going on.
We'll get into it some more when we get closer.
Right.
Because actually, to tell you the truth, we don't even know. None of the panels have been let out, and it's February 17th.
Give
it's like an entire month. So
give them another 3 days to see what's going on. I'll tell you that. Give them 3 days.
Okay.
Give them 3 days.
Give them a week. I'll give them until the end.
You want to give them a week? Okay, give them a week so they can finalize
something. Until the end of February, and then after that, I'm just like, guys, you really are putting this up.
Oh no, there's a reason too with MegaCon, but like I said, you got your connections, I got my connections, but I would give them 3 to 7 days.
Got it.
Because I love the announcements that are coming.
Keep that question for when we go through the panels. When we go through talking about the conventions, have that question come back up, Tom, that you had just put up there.
I'll put it for Raj again.
Yeah. No, I meant just save it.
Save that one.
I will answer that question.
Yeah, that's why I was going to have you talk about Christian.
I'll leave you into to wondering about that. So, well,
it's not
Gadget, do we have any further news, Gadget?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so slow. Like, I'm looking for things that the actors are doing and all their upcoming projects right now for you guys to keep you in the loop on those. But for Doctor Who, just let it lie. I know people love Reddit, and I know they think that guy that works at whatever BBC thing and stuff. But as a person who signs a lot of orders and everything, don't do it. And all that. Don't do it. Because that person is either just making up fanfic or guessed right, because I even guessed right on My Hero Academia, and I was told I was too close to the source material, and I wasn't even part of that part. So that's what I'm saying. Logic can show you maybe the way it's going if you put the clues together, if you're good Sherlock Holmes, but I wouldn't count the Reddits right now.
All right.
Just wait for BBC, wait for everybody else to announce it. Even the conventions, they were tight-lipped.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and wrap up the Who Knew News and bring it right back to Dave.
Excellent. Welcome back, everybody, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Kristen, are we doing commercials today?
Yeah, if you want to do commercials, let's go ahead and run
Let's
it
do
through.
commercials now, and then we can come back and not be interrupted, and we'll talk to Keith about Who North America when we return to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Sounds good.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused on sewing clothes. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man, and I'm broken. Right down, I didn't listen to that voicemail, a TikTok, that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you tired of toxic fandoms? Do you wish we could go back to being happy? So do we. We created the Happiness Patrol to get away from all of the toxicity in fandoms, in life, and so we decided we wanted to do a show about something that makes us happy. And in the first season, that something is Star Wars. So join myself, Cameron, Scott, Jessica, and Melanie on Happiness Patrol at youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow.
So what's your favorite Western? Is it this one or maybe one of these? Is it a revisionist Western, an anti-Western, or maybe it's an all-time classic? Whether your favorite Western is in black and white, vibrant Technicolor, a spaghetti Western, a neo-Western, a comedy, or maybe it's only really Western in spirit. Whatever it is, this is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. Every second Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's Horses on Film.
And I think we are back. Welcome, everybody, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Thank you for that. Horses on Film. We just dropped Day of the Outlaw yesterday, so you can check that out on Horses on Film. It's been a ton of fun exploring these new Westerns. So if you want to try something new, that's not just Doctor Who. We love our Doctor Who. but we don't have anything new. So, while you're looking for other things, why not take a look at us talking about Westerns, and maybe you'll be inspired to watch something that we're working on. Anywho, let's talk Who North America. Let's just bring up the sign here, because it's a beautiful sign. We got whoops. No, that wasn't what I meant.
Oh.
Take that down.
I do like the fact that of all the pictures of you, Keith, this is the one that Faith picked at random.
Yeah.
I don't know if you found that one.
Hundreds of photos. This is the one Faith said will use on the thumbnail. So I appreciate that in some weird way. So
that's
there we
what
go.
I meant.
There it is.
The beautiful billboard size sign. It's huge. You get your picture taken in front of it. But why would you get your picture in front of that when you can go inside and see all of the amazing stuff? Because there is a lot of amazing stuff in Who North America. Keith, why don't you tell us a little bit about Who North America and what all you do? Because you got a couple of things going on there.
You want me to go all the way back in time? I kind of grew up watching Doctor Who when it was on PBS stations in America back in the early 80s. And it kind of developed my obsession for the show because I was a big Star Wars fan. I saw Star Wars in the theaters when I was a kid. Fell in love with shows like Space 1999 and Star Trek, of course, and Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, and all that other fun stuff. And for those who don't know, when PBS started showing Doctor Who, there was actually very little new sci-fi coming on to television stations. In fact, it would be 1986, I believe, when Star Trek Next Generation came, and Buck Rogers and Battlestar were done by 1980. So, yeah, you had, of course, 80 Empire Strikes Back, 83 Return of the Jedi, but those were theater only. You didn't have them on television. So Doctor Who was filling a lot of our sci-fi needs, and so it became an obsession. You could get all the toys you wanted if you were a Star Wars fan, and I had a lot of toys when I was a kid of Star Wars, but you couldn't get anything Doctor Who unless you went to a convention. And I did go to a convention as a kid, but I didn't have near enough money to buy anything. So it kind of started this lifelong obsession of trying to find the toys that I couldn't have as a kid. And in 1998, that's really when Who North America began. So, we've been doing this now for almost 30 years now. So it's been quite a while. And we've just kind of grown from that. We started as an online only company back in 1998. And then we had an office and a warehouse back, probably in the mid 2000s, around 2005, when the new series kicked in, and more people wanted to come see our place. So eventually we bought our own place. And for the last 10 years, we've been operating out of this store with a store in front and then packing and everything in the back since about the 50th anniversary of the show. So about 10 years now. So that's a little bit about it. So ask me your next one.
Well, Dave, if you don't mind, I'll ask Keith. Keith,
yeah, sure.
What was it? Of all the things that you could have, you started your own store, you made a ton of merchandise in Doctor Who. What was your passion about bringing in Doctor Who as opposed to anything else, and bring this to Who North America? What was the spark that said, okay, I'm going to open a store, I'm going to take this seriously and make Doctor Who merchandise out of my passion?
Was never intentional. It just kind of happened.
Okay.
That's the funny. Well, back in the 90s, when the internet started becoming a thing, and that was really the mid to late 90s. Most people didn't start getting internet probably until about 97, I would say. 96, 97, it started becoming more and more popular, because before that, it was all dial up and you paid per minute you were on. It was very expensive. The whole idea of internet, of unlimited internet, being on as long as you want, was actually kind of a new thing about that time. And having loved Doctor Who, I was back in the late 90s. We were sharing videotapes of everything from the reconstructions of missing episodes, of of commercials that they found from the UK that we hadn't seen in the United States. All these things that because we were getting the VHS tapes. The series wasn't really showing anymore, but there was lots of things that we were all kind of obsessed with finding the missing episodes. And I think a lot of us back then in the late 90s were excited that we might find missing episodes if we really start making the appeal well known that, hey, there's these missing episodes. Sure, the UK people knew about it, but the US people were just kind of learning that, hey, there's big chunks missing of early Doctor Who. And so, that was where I was really starting to get into the Doctor Who stuff on the internet, was just in the chats, setting up my own website, was really a plea to find missing episodes and talking about missing episodes and talking about the ones that televised. And I always wanted to get Doctor Who stuff, but I didn't have a lot of money. And I thought, well, maybe if I could get some Doctor Who stuff, I could keep one and sell the rest on this website that I had just developed and that people were actually starting to flock to and discuss Doctor Who stuff with. And because the internet was new and because we could now communicate over long distances where we couldn't before, if you wanted to talk to, let's say, Daypole in the UK, you'd either have to try to write them a letter and hope they write back, or you'd have to make a long distance phone call hoping you would do it, and you pay for all this money to make these calls, trying to communicate with them. Now we could just email, and which is what I did. I emailed Daypole and I said, I'd like to get some toys. How can I do that? And they said, well, nobody's bringing them in the United States right now, but if you'll buy $1,000 worth of toys, we will supply you. And that's, basically they needed me to set up essentially a wholesale account. And so I went and talked to my wife and I said, I really want to get these toys. I think I could sell them. We don't have, all this money. Would you be okay if we spend $1,000?
I can see that. I can see that conversation going down.
Yeah, it was an interesting conversation, but I convinced her to do so. The funny thing is I got them and I listed them on the website. And within a week I had to order more. They were just all gone that quick. So there was a demand. And that was the whole thing with the U.S. I think in the late 90s, you could not get Doctor Who products unless you spent through the nose. And one of the few places that people got Doctor Who stuff at the time was with catalog companies like Intergalactic Trading, I think was one of them. And it was expensive. It wasn't cheap.
1-800-Trekker.
You were paying not just for the item, but for the printing
did
cost.
You just say 1-800-Trekker?
I did say 1-800-Trekker.
Because I'm cleaning my bookshelf and I just found the catalogs for those.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Trading, 1-800-Trekker.
I've been looking for catalogs for those for years.
Hang on.
Because I ordered a lot from 800-Trekker.
Yeah. And we were probably the first exclusively online U.S. presence for Doctor Who stuff that wasn't a catalog company. And because we weren't printing catalogs, our money wasn't going into that. We were just selling them. Well, this is what I need to sell to make sure I can keep one. And so I was reasonably priced and people bought them up. And that's kind of where we got the kick to go from then. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew exponentially. When the new series kicked on in 2005, the funny thing was that as new retailers were coming in, they were instructed specifically to supply us by the BBC, which was kind of funny at the time. We were approached by Character Options saying, we were told that we need to supply you with Doctor Who stuff because you carry it in the States. And at some point they set up Underground Toys as a supplier and everything, but they were early on talking to us that they were going to supply us with the product. So that was kind of a neat place to be, that we'd grown to that point where we were getting that kind of response. So that was good. That was exciting. Like I said, I had a lot of Star Wars toys as a kid, didn't have any Doctor Who stuff. So it was one of those things where I just kind of always wanted to get the things I couldn't get when I was a kid. And it's nice now that as the store has grown, one of the big things was to kind of expand the museum section and put everything on display. So it's part of the store. Nothing sits in my house. It's all here where people can see it, or it's in boxes where they can't see it, but it's in back, and because I've run out of display space. So I've got a lot of things I've never been able to put out on display, but it's just boxed up. And unfortunately, I've forgotten half of what it is probably. So it's a lot of stuff back there. So.
I've got to ask, what was the first, if you remember, what was the first piece of merchandise you sold from your store? Do you remember?
Yeah, the first thing I would have ever sold on our website were extra Cornerstone trading cards because I had gone to the comic book stores and I'd bought boxes. I basically, if they had a box of the Cornerstone trading cards, I'd buy them and I'd be going through them and I'd make a set and then I'd keep a set for myself and have extra sets. And then I started putting them up on the website because I had extra cards and people started buying my sets that I didn't need. And from there, after people were going that route, I went into a comic book store and I said, you don't happen to have any old Doctor Who comic books, do you? And they said, oh, yeah, we got them in a box in the back. Nobody ever asked for these things. We'll sell you the whole lot. So I got that whole box of those and I sold them on the website, too. And that's really where it began, was with a few things like that. And then Daypole. And also we started with Big Finish back in the Bernice Summerfield days. So when they did their very first ones like Just War and Birthright and all those early ones before they had the Doctor Who license, we were there in the early days with that. Also picked up the BBV audios. So all before the license, before Big Finish got the Doctor Who license, we were carrying a lot of those tangential and fan productions like BBVs as well. I know Aqua Genero watches were a big one that we picked up early on. And we also, there was a company called, I think, Ultimate Buckles that was making belt buckles and keychains and all kinds of things like that with Gallifrey emblems. And we were carrying those as well back in those days. So, you know, we're you know, like I said, we started in 1998. We're actually older than Incorporated eBay. eBay Incorporated later. We were in business when Amazon was just a bookstore. So that's
wow.
That's how far we go back. I mean, we're an early day online retailer. You know, when it was really new. So we're kind of proud of that fact that we are that old. So kind of cool. Next question. Go for it.
Do you have anything out of curiosity here? Do you have anything from Master Replicas?
From Master Replicas,
yeah.
Like the statues and such, and all.
Well, just in general, because I know they've got a Doctor Who Battle in Time reproduction set coming out.
Okay,
the old card game.
Okay, yeah, I do not have. I don't think I've got anything much from Master Replicas right now. I've got like when the Eagle Moss stuff. I think they took over the Eagle Moss stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Most everything I've got is Eagle Moss. There's a few things that are Master Replica from that line, but you know, very little at this point. So,
okay. I get they've got the new the old game reintroduction set coming out here in March.
Oh, okay.
So that might be something worth checking out because that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
And then they're apparently they're coming out with new stuff going forward as well, which is going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, sounds good.
I tried to get in touch with them myself, and I didn't have a whole lot of luck. They're not used to dealing with gaming media.
Yeah. And, the gaming media up until recently was Gale Force 9, and Cubicle 7 dropped Doctor Who a few years back before that. So I do believe the Flux card game still has the license to continue to release the Flux cards, but that's really just about it right now. There's not a lot of.
The Flux game got one more printing. I don't think they're doing any more after that. Right. They did a fairly large printing before, but I think the license is not going to be renewed on that because they did it through. I think they did it in conjunction with Gale Force 9, kind of co-produced it under the Gale Force 9 license.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, Gale Force 9 has dropped Doctor Who now. So
yeah, and Cubicle 7 wasn't sure if they were going to be continuing with it or not. Last I talked to them, but that was about a year ago.
Yeah. So like I said, Gale Force 9 dropped. Gale Force 9, for those who don't know, was doing a series of games. In fact, I've got a few of them here. When they decided to drop the license, I think they sold. Usually, what happens when somebody drops the license, they're given the manufacturer is given a date by which they have to get rid of everything. If they don't get rid of it that date, they have to destroy whatever's left. And so I think someone in the UK purchased some of it, but we got everything that we could get a hold of in the United States market. So we've got everything. And the games that came out, one of the more popular ones is the Don't Blink board game. So that's one. We do have lots of copies of this. So if you're looking for this one, we do have it.
Game. That is honestly one of my favorite Doctor Who games. It's a great game.
So there is that one. They also did a game called Nemesis. So this is another one that they've done where you get to kind of play as the enemy of the Doctor. So for people who are wanting kind of that opportunity,
what's the board game version? Like, how is it set up? The board?
How's the? It is similar to the Battles in Time, where it is like that, not as a board.
Is it like Magic the Gathering or Trivial Pursuit?
No, it's more like the Villainous series. If you ever played any of the Villainous games, it's not a straight card game, but it's not a straight board game either.
And of course, they did do. This is one of the big ones, Time of the Daleks. And we've got a couple of promotional pictures you can pop up there if you want to show them what those look like. The reason I'm pointing these games out is because we did purchase a big, large lot of them. And one of the things we will be talking about in a bit is how you can help us out. We really want you to buy product. You know, that's kind of how that helps us out. I don't feel comfortable just saying, hey, let's start a GoFundMe and just donate money. I really want you to buy stuff from us because we are a retailer, and that feels good for us when you buy stuff from us because we like that when you do that. And there are lots of expansions to that, and we've got the expansions that are still available. One of them is out of print. I know a lot of people probably will wonder, what about the one that had the David Tennant figure? That one is out of print. Last time I checked on eBay, one of those went for $125. So these other ones that we've got that are still in print, they're about $20. So you can get these a lot cheaper while they're still available. But if you're wanting to expand your game, you can get all of them except the one that has David Tennant right now, because that one kind of got.
Wonder why it's sold out.
Yeah, and it sold out some time. Well, it had sold out some time ago, and then they were talking like they were going to reprint it for a while, but then I think things just didn't go well, and they decided not to go through with it. But like I said, there's lots of fun expansion ones. This one has the 13th Doctor is also in the new one, but it also has the 8th Doctor, which is a nice reason to pick this one up, even though, hey, you've already got the 13th in the new one. If you've got the older set, you didn't get the 13th Doctor, so that's why that one has 3 as opposed to 2 in it. And then, of course, there's the fun River, Amy, Clara, and Rory set too. So there's lots of nice expansion sets to that. And so if you want to get into a game, these are gamers games, so they're a lot more involved, require a little bit of a learning curve to try to get used to, but long-term playing, if you're into that kind of thing, there's a better payoff for that kind of game. So that's all fun there. For those who are interested, you might have remembered USAopoly had been doing Doctor Who Monopoly games in the United States, so they also did a Yahtzee game for the 60th. They dropped the license, but for the 60th anniversary, they had re-released the TARDIS Yahtzee game, which is a nice game right there. They were testing the market to see if demand had returned enough to do another Yahtzee. They determined that no, the demand was not there. So after they had that up for a little bit, they decided to drop it, and we got the rest of those. So it's another one that you can get from us where you might not be able to get anywhere else. The nice thing about the TARDIS Yahtzee is it does have in there. The nice thing about the TARDIS Yahtzee game is that it does have a nice size TARDIS. So if you're looking for a TARDIS that can be used as a container, it does have that. So even if you're not interested as a game, it is a nice size TARDIS. I've actually had people buy these to get the TARDIS to use as a wedding cake topper because it is empty inside, it's not too heavy, and it works for that. So, that is one of the nice things about this particular TARDIS. And it is close to the size of an action figure. So if you need a TARDIS for your action figures and you can't find one, you don't want to spend $70 for the ones that are the official toy line ones, you can get this one and still put your figures inside of it. You just can't open the doors. So nice little thing there.
Did you ever have the build your own Sonics? Like these I love. I've been trying to track these down because I keep breaking them.
Yes, I've got like a couple in store right now. I do believe it. So I do have some build your own Sonics. So yeah, Sonics are a big thing in the U.S. market. Things have changed with the 60th anniversary. I don't want to say definitively what happened, but from what I gather, and this is pure speculation from based on communications I've had with the different manufacturers, that when Disney came on board, the worldwide market pretty much had to get out or renew a license that they renegotiated some with Disney if it has anything to do with the new series. Right before the 60th anniversary, Crystal Carvings contacted us and said they had to get out by October. So they had to get rid of everything, and that's how we ended up with like the crystal carving TARDISes, the crystal Daleks, and all that other fun stuff from that. Which, if Larry remembers from that Doctoberfest, they delivered like right the day before Doctoberfest, and my whole back of my was just full of boxes, just tons and tons of stuff that they dropped.
I remember that.
And we threw everything to try to get through there because they just said we had to get rid of it, and so we made a deal with them to obtain all that. I think character was probably grandfathered in for the UK market because they cannot supply wholesale to the US market any longer. We can't get a hold of anything from character, even though releasing things, and most everything they're doing anymore is through either their own website or through a deal where everything goes to one retailer like B&M. So because I think the toy market, guessing here, was left open if Disney chose to do something with Hasbro, but they did not, of course. So that's my guess on things. Again, I don't want to say these things definitively. It's one of these things where when you're in the thing, you're seeing like what's going on, and I was told by someone in the UK that there's a possibility that the toy license was going to go to someone else, and I'm putting two and two together. Of course, we didn't want to talk rumors, but things did change on the 60th anniversary because of distribution, at least worldwide. And I think UK companies, there might have been a few grandfathered in because almost everyone in the US market now is out of the license. So, everything that's come out has been very limited. Does anybody know, was there a Hallmark release this year?
I didn't see one.
Yeah, and I didn't either. That's why I was curious. I don't know what's going on with Hallmark at this point either, because they did a few things. They got in before the 60th anniversary, but so merchandising in the U.S. Is a little tough right now. The only thing that's reliably coming out into the U.S. that we're able to get in the U.S. market without jumping through too many hurdles are the magazines and the Big Finish audios.
If you're talking about the Hallmark, I was at New York Comic Con last year. They didn't really get anything. It was mostly the back stock they were trying to get rid of and everything. They said something, I asked them, they said there was no license because I was looking for that and My Hero Academia, and same thing. Once everything changed over in studios, it just completely, they thought maybe this year they were going to do a TARDIS, but I'll see maybe when I go this year what happens when I go.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Disney put a lot of money into it. They were offered probably a cut of licensing worldwide for distribution. I'm guessing. Look, this is all speculation, but this is
all alleged.
Allegedly, yes. So I'm not and if they want to come out and correct me on that, that's fine. But like I said, there's enough going on that you're like, hey, if they're going to put this kind of money in it, they probably should get some sort of licensing thing going on. So that's gone on with that. Sonic screwdriver market in the U.S. Has been recently filled with the Surreal releases. That's why I wanted to kind of point these out. Surreal, I believe, is fully owned by Toynk, Toynk. But we do carry these. But they basically released a series of the Sonic screwdrivers. They are not exactly like the character option ones, which were distributed in the U.S. by Underground Toys back in the day. So a lot of people feel they're a little bit cheaper. The sounds might be slightly different. But, hey, in the U.S. market, that's kind of all we can get. So those are available through us under the Surreal name. So that's kind of what's going on with the Sonic market. Sonics tend to still be one of the biggest sellers as far as toys go in the market still, because everybody wants a Sonic screwdriver, or they've broken their old one and need a replacement. So we do have those.
Now I gotta ask, what is, as far as merchandise is concerned, what is the most, I guess for a better term, the silliest thing you've ever had to distribute? It's just like, I can't even believe I'm selling this piece of merchandise, but here it is in my store. Was there anything that was just like, I guess for a better term, eclectic, Larry? Is that a good term to use?
Because I have the lamp.
That's a good term.
That's a Larry and I discussion. Get Larry up here. That's a good.
I have the lamp. I actually have the Doctor Who lamps.
You got
I think the weirdest thing I ever sold was the Doctor Who bubble bath. Have an explicit time with your favorite Time Lord, but Time Lord not included.
I found the book.
Do I get the pick?
The funny thing is, back in, they did one in the 80s, but then they also did a Dalek that was bubble bath. That was brilliant. Yep. I think that was a really cool. They've done some different bubble baths. They did a toothbrush set. They did one of the weirdest little things. They had these little octagonal things that were an expandable cloth.
Yeah.
And it had a little paper thing, TARDIS, and so it's like a little expandable cloth, and that was an oddball thing. I mean, that's really strange. One of the funny things is recently I got a hold of Canine plushes, and I saw, Canine plushes. I know what those are. Those were distributed by Diamond. They had these little talking Canine plushes. When I got them in, they were not these little Canine plushes. These were Canine doorstops, and they were this big. And I'd never seen those before. It's kind of an oddball thing that I just got recently. I'd never seen that. That's just so odd. They came up with a Canine doorstop. So it's big plush, and it's heavy, and it's kind of an odd thing. That one's only available in store because I only have 2 of them. But one of those odd things that I picked up here that I was oddly surprised at. So yeah, kind of a fun thing.
I think I'll pose that question to you, Larry, because you're the collector. What kind of oddball thing do you have, Doctor Who wise, and go, I bought this? Why did I collect this?
Yeah, I think I can grab it. This thing.
Yep.
This guy here is probably one of the most oddball things.
Nice.
It's a little Dalek. It's got a flashlight. It makes little noises. I've had it for a long time, and it's got a 2009, I think.
Oh my
God. This is pretty. I don't even know. You can't change the battery in it, so when the battery goes, it's done. But I've had this for so long, it still works. But it is kind of weird.
Weird is not the word.
You know what? You get that double-sided tape and you stick it to your head like H's Rimmer. There you go. And then you have that one Dalek episode. What was it? Asylum of the Daleks? There you go.
Yeah,
well,
it's like the.
I just saw this in here. I don't know if you guys have this.
What do we got?
This is the 1-800-Trekker.
Yeah.
And, yeah. They look at the stuff they were selling back then. This was fall of '97. They had this and the episodes and the books.
Things from that company.
Look at this. Like this was the episodes and books and everything. The only thing I got out of it was Area 51 and Vulcan Academy.
Okay. Yeah, 800 Trekker. They would send me catalogs. I lost a bunch of them in a flood, but that was one of the few places you could order from because
the only place I had.
In the 80s, I tried to order stuff from Doctor Who magazine, and they would send it back to me saying, "Sorry, we can't help you." And it was. I mean, I'm sure Keith went through the same thing. I know when I had my shop in the 80s, importing stuff was next to impossible before the internet. But I'm sure, and as Keith has mentioned, because of certain licenses and certain distribution points and the price you got to pay to get it over here, it's
where I found stuff? Book Off. Have you ever heard of Book Off?
Yes.
That's where I've been finding a lot of stuff that you would never think to find. And I saw some. I regret I never did get the Doctor Who stuff I saw there and the one in the city down here. Yeah,
it's New York is interesting because we just found out that about 10 hardcover novels were sold in New York in 1981 that weren't sold anywhere else. And so some people, it's so it's like there's got to be some used bookstores that have some of that.
Strands. Strands is the used books. You got to come down because Strands might have it. The library disposes of books, so once a time they purge the library, and you can get some free books and everything because they have to make room.
Absolutely.
And some of them go to a place that my friend told me I want to rescue them. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
you know?
I need to get to New York.
I could show you the craziest spots, and you'd find these things, like especially when they do the flea markets. Like if people in Soho and everybody do the flea markets, they clean out their closets. You find old 45s, records, everything, books, first edition, signed, and everything.
Yeah, because I'm just down. I've got all the hardcovers except for 2, and those 2 were sold in New York in 1981. So if I could find them,
they might be in the flea market, the Brooklyn Flea. They might be at Brooklyn Flea, or they might be at. Yeah, we have a ton of things around here. Like I used to, before I got crazy here, I used to always be down in the city at all the flea markets and everything, looking for things for cosplay, everything. And I would see all these things, and I'm like, do I really need it? Yes or no? And I regret now because people were just like $1 for this, $2, you know?
Yep.
Nobody knew what they had.
That's how to do it.
What's Keith got there?
What do you got there, Keith?
What in the world?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the Rubik's Cube?
Egg cup. No,
egg cup.
Egg cup. Oh my God!
Put your 2 hard-boiled eggs in here so you can sit down.
Oh, that's perfect marketing. That is perfect marketing.
This is
put it on the dollar
item.
You better didn't have the dollar hat.
This is one of those items that no one in the U.S. would ever buy something like an egg cup normally.
Oh, hell yeah, I
would.
If you're in the 80s, my grandmother would do the soft-boiled egg.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, in the UK, that's a breakfasty type thing. And then I found this one too to be kind of an odd thing. Yes, it's tongs.
Oh, it still exists. I remember. I saw those.
You have one of those?
When FYE was selling, getting rid of their stock and everything, they had the thongs. Yeah.
My friend
I just find these to be kind of on the silly side. So yeah, it's just more
I
oddball.
have the Matt Smith lamps. They went for $1. I got the Matt Smith lamps. I got the big one and the little one. The little ones actually fell and the inside cracked on it because of the age and everything. But they went down to $1 because people were just getting rid of their stock because of everything.
Yeah, and we can trace that back to after the 50th anniversary. Demand for Doctor Who dropped significantly during Capaldi, and the U.S. market lost the ability to watch at that time for a large part, unless you had something, and that's one of the things that hurt it. Doctor Who was strongest when it was running back to back with Stargate SG-1 on the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, and that was the Lieutenant era and everything like that, and so that's where it really became a tour de force in the United States. When it got stuck on BBC America, and then it just kind of got stuck in the background, then it just really, it declined from that point on.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can chart what happened by when you walked into places like Fry or Barnes and Noble, or and you watched everything go into the clearance bins. Then you watched Hot Topic going from a shelf of Doctor Who stuff to a little shelf of Doctor Who stuff to no Doctor Who stuff, and that was basically your identifier that the market was pretty well gone in the United States at that point. So. And that's been, I mean, we've stayed in it, because we're a specialty store, but widely available, there's just not a lot available any longer. So unfortunately, not a lot of new stuff coming out other than, like I said, the magazines and the Big Finish audios.
Yeah, I cracked this by accident. It fell when we were cleaning and fixing the room, so the inside's cracked, but this was $1. And then I have the bigger one where it's just Matt Smith and everything, but they're all numbered. They're all completely numbered.
I think those retailed probably $40, something like that, at least when they came out.
And I paid $1 for them, and I got like another 10 sitting in storage because I told them I'll buy everything off of you.
Yeah, well, I had a customer come up to me and said that they found War Doctor action figures in their ollies. This was several years back.
You're kidding.
And and it's like I never knew anything Doctor, but when Underground Toys in the U.S., when they went out, it was just like they just disappeared overnight.
This one says Rabbit on it. I don't know what this company is.
Yeah, that's Rabbit.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
When Underground Toys went out, they just disappeared all of a sudden. And one day we could call them up and get stuff from them, and the next day they're just gone. And it's like we never knew what happened. They didn't let us know. A lot of their stuff ended up in the hands of Toink, but I don't. It's like some of it must have gotten into Ollie's too at that point. But yeah, they must have just immediately gone into receivership. I don't know. It was an odd situation.
Larry and Keith, I have a question for you because
sure.
First of all, I want to make sure that my friend Scott knew that I have never forgiven him because as being a Doctor Who podcaster and all that, there are people who get me gifts, and things. And one of the things that I told Scott specifically not to give me was Funko Pops.
Oh,
why would
I have
you?
the William Hartnell one.
Why? And he goes, why don't you want me to get Funko Pops? And I said, these are Pringles to me. And they will sit on a shelf. I will spend $30 to $100. They will sit on the shelf and they will never see the light of day except when I turn on the light. Yes. So what does he get me? He gets me 3 of these little.
Really? How did you get? I couldn't even get Sarah Jane.
Inventory.
I've got Sarah Jane.
Believe it or not, yeah. When I go to these different little conventions, especially the ones that sell the Funko Pops, you'll be surprised that like people. Here's the funny part about
it. They don't have it up
here. Larry, do you guys know if they are going to bring it back? Because I heard a rumor.
They will not be bringing those back. Okay. I talked with Funko when I was at Fan Expo one year, and I asked the guy who was there, who's pretty high up, and he said, no, we lost the license. And that was that. So they are done. But here's my Sarah Jane. So
here's the thing. I was talking to Funko. They gave me William Hartnell one, the first Doctor, for free because when they found out, they said just put it on the show and everything. They didn't tell me Sarah Jane was coming out. Now I have to go yell at them because I never see it.
I got the Sarah Jane one when I was doing my podcast interview with Sadie Miller because she was always amazed about all the stuff that came out with her mom. But the one thing that freaked her out was the large cardboard cutouts of her mom that people had on display. She was a little freaked out by that, but otherwise,
I can understand.
Yeah. But I don't think you won't see Funko Pop come back with those. They've lost the license for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of licenses.
Jodie Whittaker. So
I have Jodie Whittaker. I have 2 Jodie Whittakers. You got the goggles. I
also got the standard.
There's actually 3. There's 3 Jodie Whittakers.
Let me check Amazon.
I got this one here. This is let's see. Here.
Yeah, I have that one too.
The one with the coat is the most valuable. If you've got the one with the coat, that's the most valuable. That was I believe a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
It was an exclusive to the con, yeah. Those are very hard to find.
Expensive. That's one.
Yeah, sold my Deadpool one.
$1,000. Some of them are signed and going for higher. Yeah, absolutely. But
David Tennant's is going for $68.50 on Amazon, and the War Doctor's going for $40 on Amazon.
So, I don't think you understand. I would love to pull out all the.
And there's an empty box one that's going for $36.
It's holding up my shelf together right now. That's it's actually a reverse.
I got War Doctor. I know I've got that one. Yeah. Here's John Hurt.
Yeah, his is going for $39.99. They have 2 left in stock.
And the other one, there was
Ninth Doctor is going for $54.50. And there's one that has it's an empty box right there. That empty box underneath Eccleston's one is going for $36.99. I don't know what's in that box. You know?
It's a surprise.
I know.
Mystery box.
It's a mystery box.
But the one with the teeth is going for $14.
Yeah, that's a Jodie Whittaker one. And those, unfortunately, there's no real demand.
Well, you know, you can probably find them too at Five Below. I noticed you can find them there because they throw them Ross and all them. They're just like getting rid of them. Oh, there's even a Cyberman.
A lot of times at those big Fan Expo conventions or C2E2, there are tons of Funko Pop dealers. They've got walls of them, and if you're patient, you can find. I found a Tom Baker for like $20 last year.
Oh, I just closed it. It was going for $54 on here.
Yeah. So I mean, they're out there. You just have to look.
This was 10 at MegaCon because the Funko Pop people are trying to push the Doctor Who out because nobody's buying them.
Right.
But if you find that rare collector, it's like this went for $10. And I said, I guarantee you I could probably
get
something
one
better in there.
I love the goggles one.
You guys got to come up to Anime NYC and New York Comic Con because they have all Doctor Who things, and it's hysterical what I find because I'll hit each booth and you'll see the fake ones and you'll see the real ones and everything. Because last year they were pushing the K-pop Demon Hunters, but if you went to the other booths, they said $3 for a Funko, and this Funko one of the guys sold for $150.
Wow, yeah.
Because nobody wants to carry it anymore. My friend for the comic book store, The Layer, got rid of all his Funkos. He said he was even the other one, the Tubi or Orbi one that came with it, or the other.
They do take up a lot of real estate. The boxes, if you have all those boxes, and a lot of dealers don't want to mess with those anymore. But they're collectors love finding them and finding the popular ones and the rare ones. It's just a lot of fun. I just
didn't know Sarah Jane was out. Otherwise, how fast. Now I got to go look. Yeah, I pray I get the book sold enough that I can buy one of those.
Yeah, speaking of conventions.
I have fewer than 10 for sale in store right now. So I don't have any Funko Pops left hardly at all. I have fewer than 10. So yeah, they've all been bought out. The only ones I've got, I think, left are things like the Pating and maybe the standard Jodie Whittaker. I might have a couple of them left, but they're pretty much all gone.
Good.
So
Keith, shut up, because if you don't give me a good deal, I'll save your store just by the Funko Pops alone.
There you go. Here's we're one of the things we were going to talk about was the whole situation with why things are kind of tough for us right now, which I know that was one of the things we were going to discuss.
Yeah.
Back about 2 summers ago, our sewer line at our shop collapsed. Now we own our building here. We purchased it. And what happened was when they ran the old cast iron pipe, they went up and down over electrical, which no. But there's big electrical under the building, and it wasn't sloped out. So there were areas of it where water was sitting in it for a while, and over time, over years, that it collapsed. And as a result, basically it filled with gravel and everything, whatever's under the substructure here. And when I had a guy, a really good plumbing guy come in and look at it, he was like, there is no way to get to the old bathroom through the sewer line. It is collapsed. It's done wrong. It shouldn't have gone through this way. The electrical's going through there. And so what they did is they figured a way to run into a different area. We lost one bathroom, added another bathroom, and then had to redo the entire, basically cut through all the concrete and redo the sewer line into the building as a result. That entire project and the remodel that took place because of it was in excess of $50,000. But I had already and it was had to be done, but I'd already scheduled in a roof repair that year, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of $14,000 because we had a leaky roof. And I had to get that taken care of as well. So it put us behind in excess of $60,000, which to cover it, we put on our home equity. I basically had a home equity line, and so it was against our house. And then we continued to try to run business normally while trying to pay that down. Well, the home equity line, the bank told us it's coming into an expiration at May of this year. And we said, well, can we get an extension? Can we get it opened again? And they looked at the amount of debt we had, and they looked at our income, and they said, no, your debt to income ratio is too high because we are carrying essentially, again, that right now.
And you don't want to do GoFundMe.
Yeah, we don't want to do GoFund. I mean, we could if we had, but it's like I really feel like we've got product. If people just buy something from us, that would really just help out by just buying some extra product from us. There's some things that like the games that we pointed out that if you buy some of those, that will definitely help us. Our website is whoana.com. Also, we've got some other things like Dalek sets that if you buy these are actually on our front page. You go whoana.com.
I was looking at that, yeah.
Homepage. There's some classic Daleks that are nice sets that would love to, I've got a lot of these. So these would be great to get if you like classic Daleks. There's also a new series Dalek pack that's really cool. It's got a regular kind of the bronze Dalek, and then it's got another one with some coloration to it, kind of a darker color. So, these, if you like Daleks, I think Daleks are cool. They're one of my favorite things from Doctor Who is Daleks. I mean, you can't go wrong with Daleks. You ever looking for a gift from somebody, you don't know what to get them, just get them a Dalek, because that's
Daleks are great.
Daleks are a TARDIS.
Daleks are great.
Wait, you have the crystal ones on there too, the etched ones, right?
Yeah, there are crystal TARDISes with doctors in them. We've still got some of those. David Tennant now is sold out. Fourth Doctor will probably be the next one to sell out. I know there's not as many of those as there was. So if you're wanting to get that, Jodie Whittaker's have sold out. So if you're wanting to get those before they're all gone, grab one. I was going to show you, if you're looking for a small TARDIS, we've got a lot of these. These came out a few years ago. Some people look for TARDISes to put in games, like if they're doing role-playing games and the miniatures and that sort of thing. This little TARDIS was pretty cool. It's a smaller size, and it does actually light up, which that kind of makes it kind of nice. Take one out of the package so you can see how it looks. For a small TARDIS, that's a pretty cool little TARDIS. So fun.
I remember I do have one of those
things like that people are, and one of the other things we said, that rather than just asking for people to donate money, we said if you've got old Doctor Who product you don't want any longer, and you want to just donate that to us, us being able to sell some stuff we might not have in store, that helps us out. So we've had some people who've actually brought in some of their old Doctor Who product they don't really play with or want or anything like that, and that's how we've gotten a few things recently that we haven't had for a while. But if you do want to make a donation and you've got some old product you'd like to give to us, we would love for you to do that too. So we've had a few things come in, and that's been fun. So
we were talking earlier about conventions and such, and you do an in-house convention as well, don't you?
Yes,
it's not a convention, it's a festival.
A festival.
It is a festival, not a convention.
That's fair.
It's a lot of fun. Doctoberfest happens every October. I've been honored to be a presenter and a featured guest. It's a wonderful time. We've got tents. There's a food truck. There's a lot. Main presentations. Of course, everybody comes into the Doctor Who store and the museum and the pinball. I mean, Keith, tell them more about it.
Yeah, Doctoberfest is free to attend. That's one of the nice things about it. It's kind of the unconvention. We really wanted to make it to where people can come as a family. It's free to attend. There's stuff for you to do that is free to do here. One of the things we have is an authentic Punch and Judy show, which actually features a little bit of Doctor Who in it as well. And it's done by a professional Punch and Judy guy. That's the old puppets, if you remember that kind of thing. And you've probably seen them on things. And it's free to watch. We have vendors here who are out in tents that you can purchase from, and you can find things that you might not find otherwise. So yeah, it's just a great time to come. There's costume contests there's all kinds of things that go on throughout the day, and we usually have a schedule, and there's usually a handful of panels that take place as well. And it's Saturday, October 17th. And again, it is completely free for you to attend and be here. So we do want you to come and enjoy it. And there's usually probably about 400 to 500 people who show up for that event. So it's very well attended. We kind of squeeze everybody into our backyard in the parking area. So when you get here, you'll be directed on where to park. But it's a lot of fun to come to that. And we always look forward to it. We really wanted to make it completely different than the experience that you get either at a convention or at Chicago TARDIS, which takes place the next month. So if you're going to Chicago TARDIS and think, well, I'm going to be doing Chicago TARDIS, why do Doctoberfest? Well, it's totally different. That's why. It is nothing like Chicago TARDIS. Wouldn't you agree, Larry?
Completely. It's a lot of fun. I think last year we had the most people at Doctoberfest. I just saw crowds of people coming through. I mean, I had a full house for my I did Doctor Who toys and games from 64 to the present day, and I had a lot of people in that room for the first presentation was heavy, the second one was a little bit less, but still it was a lot of fun. Talked to a lot of people who came because they saw me on TikTok promoting it and said, hey, I know you from TikTok and I wanted to come down and check this out. And so that's the fun thing about it. It's a place to just go and talk with other Doctor Who fans and enjoy just each other. And of course, there's, like I said, no cost to attend, but it's a great place. Bring the kids. There's things for the kids to do. There's things, just a lot of the vendors are pretty cool to visit with. And I know in a couple of years ago, Sophie Eldred was there. So, you never know who's going to be at a Doctoberfest, but I'm definitely going to be there this year. I'm doing Doctor Who comics from 1966 to the present day. Ooh. So it should be a lot of fun. I've got everything back from TV 21 to the present day. So it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. Of course, if you want to, last year, if you were there, you got to watch me deflate a Dalek, which was a lot of fun. But it's a good time, and we definitely have, the museum is fun to look at. I love walking through Keith's store. It's just, it's like a kid in a candy store for me. So it's just, it was a lot of fun to do, and you should come down, and check it out. Take a look. It's free. Come on down.
No, because I'll never leave, and I'll probably pick up a part-time job while I'm there. So
you'll be sweeping the floor at night.
I know, it was awful. Yeah, exactly. Last time I was there was horrible, in the best sort of way.
Really?
Because it's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm going to put this back because I can't. Nope.
And he doesn't have any shopping carts, which is also a problem.
Oh, we're allowed wagons at New York Comic Con.
Up at the front desk and went.
No, you come with me because I'm allowed an ADA cart.
Oh, hey, there you go.
So I have actually a wagon that comes with me, so all my stuff goes in there. That's the problem.
There you go. And there's, of course, there's a Dalek at the front door that greets you. So it's a really great experience to walk into the store. I've been down there so many times in the last few years. I mean, we filmed. I was part of a documentary that was filming down there. I was interviewed for a DVD, and of course, Doctoberfest here and there. It's just a lot of fun to go down there. And Keith's a great guy. I've known him for many years now. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah, show them our new console. We got a picture there of our new TARDIS console.
Yeah, the console in the museum room there. That's amazing. I think if you want to go to see that, I think that's worth seeing right there.
Is that whose is that one? Is that Sylvester's or
first
Doctor?
Yeah, it's a first Doctor. It's got a little bit of the tint of green to it.
Okay.
And it is functional. It does go up and down and lights up. It's really, really cool. No sound effects.
Because I got to see the one at the museum in Cardiff and everything.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
that's why I was trying to figure out which one it was. I even got to sit in Betsy.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those who are like flying through there, we are only 15 minutes away from the airport, so we are just an Uber drive away to get over here.
Yep.
We do actually we get people who are on layover who swing by and can get back round trip if they're laid over for I'm here for a couple hours. I can Uber over and come on back, and then we're not far from the airport. So
have you ever been at other conventions selling product, or?
We don't do conventions any longer. We used to, but since there's no new product coming out, and because conventions are incredibly expensive to be at.
Yeah, what was your last one?
Jesus.
The last one I think we did was Gen Con.
Okay.
Right, I think it was a year before COVID, maybe 2 years.
You weren't in my neck of the woods, right?
Huh?
You weren't in my neck of the woods, like New York Comic Con or anything over here and stuff.
New York. We did Philadelphia Wizard World back.
Okay.
Back, that's the East Coast one.
Yeah.
Wizard World was really hitting us up when David Tennant was on tour with them because they wanted a Doctor Who dealer there. And so they were begging us to do shows. So St. Louis we did, and we also did the Philadelphia show, and we may have done another one or two. I don't remember for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with doing any show, well, when it's out of the area, of course, you get into hotel stays and everything else like that. But like even the local one, when we did Gen Con, we needed a 40 by 10 space. So, and that's not a huge space, but 40 by 10 to do that at Gen Con with electricity and internet and being local was about $12,000.
And it's gone up from there.
And yeah, it's only gone up. And so, yeah.
That's cheap. Yeah.
And if you're talking about the amount of product you have to move to cover that, and you can't replenish it because it's not out there any longer. Yeah. It's just, we had to put it into pretty much all shows. I know a lot of shows, and one of the things we found out, if you've got big name actors at shows like David Tennant, and people are spending $200 to $300 for an autograph or two, they won't have any money for vendors any longer unless it's like under $20. They're like, oh, I want to get a $10 item. I'll spend that much, but I'm not going to spend any more than that. So really, to cover your costs with big name guests, it's impossible any longer, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
The conventions. I mean, people are spending a lot of money to get in. They're spending a lot of money with the artists because that's who they're there to see, and they're looking for maybe a couple of inexpensive items to go with it. Unless they're high-end collectors who are looking for specific things, it's got to be financially unfeasible to do conventions.
Yeah, like my friends piggyback each other. Like they'll share a booth and everything because the price is getting outrageous, even for here and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean,
it never was that bad.
Back in the day when I was going to conventions, like if you go back to the 80s, when you went to see a guest, some of the guests were signing pictures without charging for autographs.
Yeah.
Right.
You pay to get in, and then you get an autograph when you went to go see them. And part of your cover price, maybe they give you a ticket that you get to redeem, or if you get it, maybe it was $10. I mean, you could go to
or you tip them or whatever, or you brought them a present or something, and they traded off.
Yeah, because I got my Tom Baker autograph for free that in '84, just for going into the convention. It was included. So.
So like I said, it really has become, and part of it was Wizard World. I'm going to be honest with you. Part of it was Wizard World. They charged. I mean, they gave, I think some guests $100,000 a day to be there or more, and then they charged people a couple $100 for autographs. And the artists expect that now. They expect big fees and big money for it. And
I know they want everything that they used to have, that we used to get for for pennies on for basically nothing. Now we got Mark Hamill mini bar price.
Yeah, $750 if you want a photo and autograph for Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he needs to give me a courtesy of a reach.
You can't even touch half of my anime friends, and I was even lucky to get one of my friends to give me a couple of ones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
While Doctor Who is popular, we could do it, but now that Doctor Who is in the waning period, and it has been since the 50th anniversary, because we can chart the decline in the United States from the 50th anniversary. It was like hitting the brakes after that. And I assume it was the same with Star Trek after their 50th anniversary. There was a lot of merchandise that hit the market for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. And I'm sure that a year or two after, everybody was like, well, this is over, we're done. And same thing with Pokemon or any other of your big name things. When you hit the 50th, there's a lot of renewed interest. If the show's still on, there's interest still. But then you can just see afterwards, it just kind of takes it.
Well, now with Academy coming out, we don't know if that's going to bring Star Trek back. Who knows what they're going to do with Doctor Who? With maybe Big Finish will bring it back.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. One of the things that people need to understand has really changed with Big Finish. They're doing limited runs on CDs anymore. So they're only doing 1,000 of a copy of something with a major actor. Like it may have Christopher Eccleston, but they may only put 1,000, and within a month they're all gone. All the Jodie Whittakers, they're gone. There are no more. They're not going to repress them. They're done. If you want it, you got to buy it quick. And so our old stock, which they printed lots of copies and then put lots of copies out, and then nobody bought them, and they started liquidating. Well, the new stuff, they're not putting hardly any copies out. So if you want to get Big Finish stuff and you want physical media, you better grab them.
And the sad thing is with this digital media thing and stuff, you don't even own anything. It could be taken away from you 1, 2, 3 because there's a different version out.
And also with what happens with their license if it goes away.
Yep.
And the BBC says, okay, all that stuff is no longer available. You can't get it anymore, and it's gone. It's just yanked from the airwaves.
Yeah.
So physical media protects your ownership. And I realize that hey, I got to download, I can hear it. That's good. But like I said, you're something happens to your phone. Something happens. Whatever it is,
the operating system changes and everything and stuff, because the same thing, companies change. Funimation to Crunchyroll. I lost all my digital downloads that came free with my physical media I can't get those back. They don't even work. They won't even give them to me. They want me to
Finish
rebuy them all.
They just updated its app a few years ago, and it's holding steady right now. And last I spoke with Jason Hagellery last November, and he said that their license is good now for another 5 years. So
10.
at least 5 years.
They recently announced it for 10.
10.
Excuse me. Yeah. He said 5, but that again changed obviously. But so we should be good. But Keith's right. They're going to be doing limited vinyl releases and limited CD releases on various titles, and that's going to be all you're going to be able to get a hold of. The old stuff, unless somebody trades in their copies, that's all you're going to get.
Or you go to flea markets and start looking in the trash bins, because dumpster diving is not illegal. You guys can go dumpster diving. So if anybody throws anything in the dumpsters, it's free reign. Because my great grandfather was a junk collector. He actually had a junkyard.
Just
like the doctor.
Good sanitary caution.
You have never done dumpster diving?
Hey.
Anyway,
Spider. Have a good night there. TARDIS Spider says that.
Spider, have a good night.
Have a good night, TARDIS Spider.
Tell me none of you have went dumpster diving. I got a bunch of Marvel trading cards out of the dumpster because a comic book store threw them out.
Speaking of conventions,
good segue.
Before we got into that argument,
I will take you guys. I'll bet you I'll go through Florida. I'll find stuff.
That's fair. Okay. We'll just run through the conventions because we are coming to the end of the show. MegaCon Orlando, March, next month, March 19th through the 22nd at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. Get your tickets now because the parking passes and the tickets are going fast. And Tom, if you want to go ahead and put up that comment earlier where they were asking about MegaCon.
Yeah, comment.
And also,
that's me.
No, that you're fine. While Tom's pulling up that comment, I just want to let you know that the Dalek Builders and the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS will be together there. The TARDISes will be there with all the Daleks.
If you have it set up like that and have everybody hold the TARDIS, those will be cool shots.
I don't know how it's going to be set up. I mean, we're literally at the mercy of where MegaCon tells us to go. Yeah. Raj, do they have Doctor Who guests from MegaCon? No.
No.
No, well, here's the thing. There is one guest. If you want to count him, it's going to be James Masters, who played Captain Jack Hart from Torchwood. Other than that, nobody even comes close. Nobody's actually been on the show that's going to be there. I mean, they have celebrities like Alec Baldwin.
Scheduling conflicts right now.
Well, I mean, they were all hoping that Jodie Whittaker would come back, but we will be together with the Daleks of Florida over at MegaCon. Again, get your tickets now. You can just do a search for MegaCon Orlando. Also, in June, we will be at Space Coast Comic-Con, June 20th through the 21st. It's going to be taking place at the Wickham Park Community Center. Just get your tickets now. You can scan that thing, but if you're watching on your phone, make sure, by the way, make sure you get hard copies of Big Finish because you can't have people sign your phone. Well, you do, but that's going to act weird. But go get your Space Coast tickets now at spacecoastcomiccon.com. Again, all these are subject to change without notice, but we should be scheduled to be going out over there. And the final one, Ancient City Con, September 25th to the 27th. Taking place at Ancient World Golf Village Renaissance Resort, ancientcity.com. I can never say this right. ancientcitycon.com. Get your tickets now at the website. Again, September 25th through the 27th, and the Dalek Builders and our team over at the Traveling TARDIS will be there again. We haven't gotten word on Space Coast Comic-Con if the Daleks will be there, but we're definitely going to confirm that both MegaCon and Ancient City Con, they will definitely be there. And again, folks, thank you for listening to us. Well, actually, in this particular case, viewing us, we managed to cross 3,100,000. So we are steadily moving up over there. And of course, if you've been paying attention, for those of you who've been paying attention to the subscriptions, 109,000. Mm-hmm. So we are very honored to be part of the Silver Button Award recipients for YouTube, which still scares the hell out of me to this day. What are you guys doing? Where are you? I want to give you all a hug.
We don't know what we're doing is why they love this.
Larry and Keith, I'm going to give you the final words. Where can they find you, Larry?
My podcast, the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast, available anywhere you get your podcasts. My website is drwhocollectors.com, which includes a link to Who North America at whona.com. You'll see me there at Oktoberfest, October 17th. And I will also be at Consinity in Milwaukee, which is coming up on late April. Check my website for that date. It's at the Dirks building at the Milwaukee School of Engineering.
Gotcha. Tom, where can people find you? Definitely on a Spill the Geek Tea.
Well, you just said so. Catch us on Sundays on Spill the Geek Tea. This Sunday will be on at 4 p.m. Eastern because we have a really big shoe with a couple of big authors. And, of course, my regular channels on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern for about 4 hours every night, just jibber-jabbering and stuff like that.
Got it. Gadget, where can people find you?
Here, there, everywhere, anywhere, any alternate universe, anything. Basically, Spill the Geek Tea, Legend Traveling TARDIS, my original Gadget vlogs, now Gadget Pendragon After Dark, New York Comic Con, Anime NYC, anywhere you can throw anything here in the Bronx right now and everything and stuff. GoFundMe because I need to pay bills. Also, you can find me at lulu.com. I even now put QR codes when I go out with people to scan this so they can buy a copy.
Sweetness.
Yeah.
And Dave, I got to say this correctly because I actually forgot the second part of horses, and I said a word, and I said not horses on film. And when I addressed this to a friend of mine, he was going like, what? So I'm putting the horses on film.
Horses on film. YouTube.com/horses on film. There's an R and an S in there.
There's definitely an R.
There's definitely an R. So yes, yeah, and horses on film, where we tackle the 100 top Westerns of all time. Our guide is the IndieWire 2023 list of the top 100 Westerns. We're going to start there and add, subtract. We're having a great time. I only have a low-end medium background with Western movies, so this has been a great deal of fun for me. Cameron's an expert. Scott is brand new to most of these films. So we got a great group, and we always have special guests, usually from the film industry, on the show. Yesterday, we just dropped Day of the Outlaw, a wonderful winter Western, talking about that. What perfect timing for that with all the snow and stuff that's happening right now. You can also find me the first Thursday of every month on Happiness Patrol, youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow. Where we get rid of the toxic fandoms, toxic everything. We can be critical, but we want to be constructive about it. Our first season, we're talking about Star Wars. Our second season is coming up very soon. It's going to be completely different. Oh my God, you want to be there for it. So give us a quick subscribe. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, go give us a quick subscribe. And pretty quick, we'll be into a new season with some absolutely amazing stuff going on. In between all that, you can find me on my regular channel, youtube.com/therathole.dotca. That's therathole.ca, but YouTube does not like URLs in their URLs. Other than that, you can also find me on Spill the Geek Tea and, of course, right here on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Keith, I'm going to give you the final word for tonight.
All right.
Talking about Who North America. And I just want to let people know, last year, there was a bit of financial trouble with our friends over at the Pandorica restaurant, and we want to thank all of our friends who went out there, who did do a GoFundMe. Shirley set it up, the Pandorica restaurant in New York, and you guys helped them get to their second stretch goal. And all that Keith's asking is that you guys just buy more merchandise. If you get one, get another item for you and your friend, and help them out. Get them back on their feet and try to pay off all these bills so we can have Who North America for as long as they would like to stay. So go for it, Keith. I'll give you the final word.
Yeah. Just to let everybody know, yes, we are a real physical store just outside of Indianapolis. It's a town called Canby, only 15 minutes away from the airport. There's not a lot of traffic between us and the airport. So if you're ever in this area, we'd love to actually come and visit our store. See it. We're here Monday through Saturday. We're closed on Sundays. You check out our hours on our website at whoa.com. But yeah, if you would just take some time, maybe order online from our website, or if you come into the store and you pick up some things, that always helps us out. Also, if you do have some Doctor Who stuff that you're ready to retire from your collection and you just want to donate it to us, that will help us out as well, so that we can continue to keep on going, because we're trying to come up with somewhere around $50,000 by May of this year. And that's over and above our normal budget. So it's a lot of money we're trying to raise, but we do have product to help us along the way, and we want you to just buy something from us. That's all.
Keith, I want your Funko Pops. I'll save the store. I'll save the store on that alone. So everybody, thank you for joining us again. We'll have another episode next week. We don't know what it is just as yet. And don't forget our conventions. Come visit us and the Daleks of Florida. In the meantime, everybody, Larry, you've done it once before, and Keith, I invite you to do it. Every episode, we say goodnight to Simon. So if you could lead us in a count of 1, 2, 3, just say goodnight, Simon. Everybody in the chats, hit Simon up. Just say goodnight, Simon. We'd really appreciate that. So Keith, Larry, 1, 2, 3. Everybody say goodnight, Simon.
Good night.
Good night, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
And Tony, take us out.